Found footage horror is a genre cursed by its own simplicity. A camera, a cast, and chaos. But for every hit like Paranormal Activity, there's a dozen strange, disturbing films buried in the static. Welcome to Volume 2. I went digging through the archives to find more underappreciated, bizarre, and unsettling found footage films you probably haven't heard of, but maybe should have. Some were better than expected. Others were barely watchable. Either way, we're pressing play, and there's no rewind. Spectre isn't for everyone. And honestly, that's kind of the point. It's grainy, it's disorienting, half of it is nearly unwatchable, and by the end, you're not totally sure what you just experienced. But buried under the chaos is something genuinely creepy, strangely immersive, and kind of brilliant in its own way. It opens like a typical disaster thriller. A group of teens in a coastal town, Santa Cruz, are dealing with earthquakes and tsunami warnings. But things quickly start to unravel. People are vanishing, the town is going dark, and bizarre, faceless figures start to appear. What adds a weird layer to all of this? They've taken a mystery drug. So now you, the viewer, are stuck trying to figure out what's real, what's not, and whether they're documenting a supernatural event or just tripping their faces off. And here's the thing. That confusion works. The camera glitches, the visual noise, the distorted audio, the flashing lights and static, they aren't just there for style. They make you feel what the characters are feeling. Fear, confusion, paranoia. There are some legit unnerving moments too. Shadowy figures, glowing eyes, strange noises, dead-eyed people appearing in the background. It's subtle and aggressive at the same time. Even when the footage barely shows anything, it's the impression it leaves that hits. Sure, the plot is thin. The characters are one-dimensional. And yes, it feels like a fever dream. But the film isn't trying to hold your hand. It's not here to explain everything or deliver a tidy ending. Instead, it drops you into a nightmare, blurs the lines, and lets you spiral with the characters. There's no grand reveal, no satisfying conclusion. It just cuts to black, as if the power ran out mid-scream. But in a weird way, that adds to the whole experience. Spectre is a drug trip through disaster horror, a jumbled mess on the surface, but beneath that distortion is a genuinely eerie concept. If you're into found footage that makes you feel lost, anxious, and a little paranoid, this is for you. 7 out of 10. It doesn't make sense, and that's the beauty of it. Confusing, yes, but creepy and unforgettable. Now, before we continue with the video, I'd like to note that all of the movies featured on this list will have a spot in the description on where to watch them. Also, while I'm here, consider hitting that subscribe button. I've noticed only a small percentage of viewers that watch my videos are actually subscribed. It only takes a second, and I promise you won't regret it. Now let's get back to the list. Exposés are only scary when the person behind the camera starts to believe what they're filming. Let's talk about I Joined a Cult 2024, a found footage thriller that blends investigative horror with emotional trauma and actually pulls off more than I expected. The setup is strong. Sam, a journalism student, chooses a bold, some might say reckless, topic for her thesis project. She embeds herself in a secluded spiritual commune called the Luminous Path, claiming she wants to learn their way of life. But secretly, she's filming everything with hidden cameras. Her goal? A hard-hitting expose to take down a manipulative cult. What she doesn't realize is she's not just documenting rituals, she's participating in them. And the more she blends in, the harder it becomes to pull herself back out. The film does a great job staying within the rules of found footage. The hidden body cams, handheld shots, and nighttime rituals feel immersive and mostly believable. There's little hand-holding, which I appreciated, but some scenes stretch credibility. At times, you're left wondering, who's filming this and why would they keep filming? But the sound design is strong, the editing is tight enough, and the tension builds well, especially during the third act. There's a particularly disturbing sequence involving a cleansing ritual that goes from New Age awkward to deeply sinister within minutes. What caught me off guard is how personal the story becomes, As Sam goes deeper into the cult's inner circle, we learn she's not just chasing a story, she's running from her own trauma. Flashbacks hint at past abuse, control, and manipulation. And eventually, you realize this story isn't just about exposing a cult. It's about how easily we fall into systems that feel familiar, even when they're dangerous. The movie plays with this discomfort really well. And the cult leader? Perfectly cast. Charismatic, soft-spoken, and terrifying the moment he starts talking about the light beneath the skin. There are moments where the pacing stumbles. The first half leans heavy on interviews and meal circles, and it takes a while before anything truly messed up happens. Some of the side characters are thin. They feel like extras from a Netflix documentary, not people you actually care about. And the ending, while visually striking, gets a bit abstract for its own good. I get what it was going for, but I would have liked a clearer sense of resolution or dread. I Joined a Cult is a solid slow burn entry in the found footage canon, one that takes its time, but rewards patient viewers with some genuine psychological horror and a few gut punch reveals. The performance by the lead actress is what really grounds it. You believe her descent, and when she starts slipping, it's uncomfortable in all the right ways. 6 out of 10. Thoughtful, unnerving, and surprising. Bobcat Goldthwait made a Bigfoot movie. That sentence alone is either going to make you hit play immediately or run for the hills. Willow Creek is a 2013 found footage horror film that tries to do for Bigfoot what the Blair Witch Project did for witches. And honestly, it almost gets there. But let's be real. You're going to spend the first 45 minutes waiting for something to happen. The film follows a couple, Jim and Kelly, as they travel to the infamous Patterson-Gimlin film site. Yeah, the one with the Bigfoot gif everyone's seen. Jim is a full-on believer. Kelly, not so much. They're filming a low-budget documentary, interviewing locals, hiking into the woods, trying to find proof that Bigfoot is real. And then, they camp for the night. And everything gets extremely quiet and extremely tense. Here's the thing. When Willow Creek works, it really works. The dialogue feels natural, almost improvised. The chemistry between the couple is solid, which is critical since we're stuck with them the entire movie. And yes, that 21-minute single-take tent scene is one of the most genuinely suspenseful moments in any found footage film. Full stop. You're just staring at them, they're just listening, and somehow that's way scarier than most monster movies. It proves that what you don't see is always worse. Now, here's the brutal part. The first half is boring, like travel vlog boring. You're stuck watching awkward tourist bits, unfunny jokes, and small-town filler that doesn't build tension. It wastes it. It feels padded, like they had a great 30-minute short but needed to hit feature length. And if you're expecting to see Bigfoot in action, you won't. No monster, no gore, no found body, just noises and implications. The horror is all sound design and imagination, which is great, unless you were hoping for, Bigfoot. So, is it worth watching? If you love Blair Witch-style dread, minimalist horror, and movies where 90% of the fear is created through sound and silence, you'll probably love this. If you're looking for action, creature effects, or payoff, you're going to be mad when the credits roll. My overall thoughts. Willow Creek is smart, slow, and surprisingly well acted, but it's also thin, repetitive, and asks for a lot of patience. It's not a Bigfoot movie. It's a relationship drama with existential dread and tree knocking. Would I recommend it? Yeah, but only to people who know what they're getting into. Everyone else might want to find another trailhead. That wraps up Volume 2 of these lesser-known found footage films. Some of them were pretty decent, and others, well, they should have stayed hidden. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and smash that bell so you don't miss Volume 3. Let me know in the comments what obscure horror films I should check out next. The weirder, the better. Thanks for watching, and remember, just because it's found doesn't mean it should have been.